Hi everyone, welcome. It's Maarten. We're going to talk about Windows 10 modern management. With me I have Frederiek from VMware Belgium. Frederiek, so we're going to talk about Windows 10 modern management.
Well, the first thing that I want to show is Windows. So, Windows laptop. And to understand modern management, we need to understand what our customers are doing today. So, we see tools like PC lifecycle management tools, but maybe Maarten, you can explain what kind of tools do you see at your customers today or yesterday or the years before.
Yeah, so we have PC lifecycle management, PC lifecycle management. What are the most commonly used tools we see at large enterprises or customers? It's Microsoft SCCM, so Microsoft SCCM. Another tool we also see when it's a more smaller customer, for example, we also have Dell Case. It used to be from Dell, it's been taken over and now it's from Quest Software, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct. Indeed.
Yeah, okay.
And how do these tools work? How do these things do their stuff?
Yeah, so what do they have in common? They all work the task-based sequence. So let's, for example, this is my task 1, and then maybe I install a certain application. Okay, I can have another task. It's perhaps task 2, and it can be that I clean up my image, and all stuff like that. So what's it runs all task based. So it's in sequence that they run.
What kind of issues do you have with those kind of tasks and what with those kind of tools then in an organization?
Yeah, so when something goes wrong, if a certain task fails, then my deployment completely stops.
Yeah.
Then for IT, it's not easy to find a problem. There is not a lot of insights. There is no active reporting. They can go and dive into the logs, but it's not that IT ops friendly.
Okay.
Another main disadvantage is our end user has to be on premise. So let me quickly draw an on-premise environment. So we have a user, and let's call him Fred.
Okay, thank you.
Fred. And let's say, for example, you get a new laptop, great. IT ops kicks off a task sequence. Okay, that's done. Then we can provide the device to you, and then you're good to go. But what's another disadvantage? Let's say, for example, you say, okay, but I don't have all my software. You have to call IT ops again and ask, okay, can you please push down that software and all. That's not user friendly, and it's more IT driven. Isn't there a more modern way we can do this?
There's indeed another way. These tools exist already a long time and they solve a lot of issues in an organization. And the first thing that I will write down is Windows 10. Why? Because if we look at those tools, it's Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 10 that are being used by those tools, being deployed. But Windows 10 is the first operating system of Microsoft that is possible to be mobile managed. So you can manage those operating systems with an MDM provider.
So with mobile, you mean like Android, iOS?
Yeah, okay. Indeed. And what can we do? Well, we can do a couple of things. First of all, the most important, mostly in organizations, is software. Yeah. So we have a lot of different kind of deployment methods of software, but the most recognizable ones are MSIs, EXEs, and zip files, where the zip file is a combination of one of the others or a combination of a couple of files, and then we download that set and we extract it and we follow the script that is inside the zip.
Yeah, that's what we all know.
Yeah. So second part is updates. So we can configure updates for your full set of all your operating systems around Windows 10. For all your users, we can configure and approve updates in one console. Okay. And the last one is then settings. So if you look at settings, you could compare it with GPOs, but in a modern way we call it CSPs. Okay. And then we also have modern settings like VPN certificates, Wi-Fi settings and so on that we can also configure and push down to the laptop. Okay. And everything combined, we can set compliance rules to check if your user and your device is in check, is really if everything is configured correctly. If, for example, he didn't install an update, you can say with a compliance rule, hey, he's not allowed to download or to use certain software, or we'll push down that update to him, and after that update he can access his applications again.
Okay, so like for example with the WannaCry problem, you just could say, okay, I have an overview of all my environment, all my laptops, and the patch is not installed on that machine, cut it off from the corporate resources.
Indeed.
And then push it down and have it correct automatically, and then it has access again?
Indeed, that's how it works. And
nice.
One of the big benefits instead of going to a corporate LAN is your user can be anywhere. So you will have a happy free then, because free can work from the office, he can work from home, he can work from Holland, he can work from the airport, restaurant, doesn't matter where, but he can get his laptop, get his software deployed, choose from a catalog, get his settings, get his updates, wherever he is. He only needs an internet connection.
Okay.
So if we look at this drawing, maybe we can talk a little bit about user experience, on how the user sees this all, and how do we improve that user experience. But maybe you can draw that up yourself.
Thank you. So we have user experience. So first, for example, what's the main benefit for user experience? What do we see, like what's a modern trend in most organizations? User want to bring their own device. Like for example, the millennials, they just want to go to a shop, buy a laptop, and they want to be able to work.
Indeed.
So okay, we call that the out-of-the-box experience. The out-of-the-box experience, for example, it's you can do it. For example, if you buy a Dell laptop, you can it's integrated with Dell Provision.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say, for example, you have a lot of very large applications that you need to install. If we do it the modern way, we have to push down all those applications over an internet connection.
Yeah.
It can take a long time to install all those applications. So how can Dell Provisioning help? What they can do is you can send your own image with all your applications, send it to Dell, and then they will install it at the factory.
Okay.
So as soon as the user opens up his laptops, it just fills in his email address and his password, he's good to go, and his software is already installed.
That's really cool. Do you have other techniques to do out-of-the-box experience?
Yeah, we play VMware plays nice with others. For example, we work well with Microsoft Autopilot.
Yeah. I can imagine that it works with Azure AD then at some point.
Yeah, so what do? Same experience again, like with Dell Provisioning. You just, when you receive your laptop, you open it up, you fill in your username, your email address, and your password. Then the device gets enrolled into Azure AD, and then we get everything pushed down again from Workspace ONE, from Unified Endpoint Management. I get my software, my profiles, and my compliance checking and all my updates, and then I'm good to go.
And what I'm thinking of is maybe, and I'll go and draw that myself, but out of the box, they still have Microsoft SCCM in-house.
Yeah.
Maybe they can also use then the part to do software management and use the tools that they have, like SCCM, and say, hey, I still have SCCM in-house. Mm-hmm. I want to use that, but I want to shift already to modern management, and that's why we call it Airlift, to say, hey, we have groups, we have packages that we created in SCCM, let's move them slowly, but like a migration path to the modern management part. And that's also then something that you can write down on your out-of-the-box experience, because management is still a possibility.
So co-management. For example, like you said, it's inside a migration track, and so they can still have their active production environment and just manage it with SCCM, and they can grow slowly into the modern way.
For a certain use case, for example, if they have a certain set of users that need to be more mobile, but they still have SCCM, they can use both tools and do co-management.
Oh, like sales, for example, that would be a good.
That would be an amazing use case.
Okay. One of the other main benefits for an end user is, like I said earlier, like if they need their software, a big advantage is software catalog. They can just go to a certain URL and just download the software, and they're good to go. Instead of calling IT, hey, I need to have a certain.
Indeed.
That's all great for user experience, but how about IT ops? Is there any benefit for them?
Yeah, indeed. So if we look at IT ops, well, a couple of benefits that we have, but the first one I will write down is SPOG. It's not a Star Trek guy. It's a single point of glass.
Okay.
And why do I write it down? Because we talked about Windows 10, but it's much bigger than Windows 10 in an organization. We have Chrome OS, not the biggest one, but okay, we see use cases there. Mac OS, there's always one of the C-levels or a certain department that has Mac OS in-house.
Yeah,
we have everything.
Like say designers, programmers.
Probably, or C-level directors, depends. And then the mobile world, Android, and then of course iOS and so on. Okay. And then totally the ruggedized market like retail, for example, that have ruggedized devices. Those can all be handled from one single console.
Okay.
And then biggest part is any. And you know VMware, we like the Annies. So
it's from the movie?
No, it's not Annie. It's Any. If you look at any application, so we already talked about software, the normal software, but we also have traditional software that is mainly hosted in the data center. And you say you need a connection to that data center, so we could do extra security and virtualize those applications, like a published application, remote desktop, or VDI. So any application. Even SaaS-based applications, we can put those in the catalog and say, hey, use that catalog to go to your SaaS applications in a single sign-on way.
Okay.
Then any device, already explained that, Chrome OS, Mac OS, mobile part, and then anywhere. I was a happy free here, but you can do it anywhere. So this is in total, and I will take that one again. This is the story about modern management then. Up.
So with modern management, we have a happy Frey, so a happy end user, and so also a happy system admin, so everybody happy.
Perfect.
So, okay, thank you everyone for watching. Hope to see you next time.